I think first I want to thank my colleagues for acknowledging that there has been a massive improvement in terms of security nationwide. That's the baseline. There has been a massive improvement. Is the job fully done? I wouldn't say so. There's still much more work to be done. But then we've built the base that will help us to achieve further success. Now, in terms of the numbers of non-state actors, good. You know, when you talk about non-state actors, are they violent non-state actors? Or are they maybe civil society groups? So the clarification will need to be clearer when we're talking about the number of non-state actors, so that we don't just use the data that way. If you are talking about the violent non-state actors like BHT, IPOP, Lakowaras, and all that, they are being tackled head-on by the military. Now, you must also realize that asymmetric threats are not like conventional threats that you can readily defeat and it goes away. Because most asymmetric threats are ideology-based. And because they are ideology-based, it takes a much longer time. And what are we doing about it? We'll have our DDR programs, which is Operation Safe Corridor. That is the key framework for non-kinetic operations. And the operation is recording quite a success. For instance, if you go to the DDR camp in Malam Sidi Gombe, we'll have about 1,000 inmates right now as BHT. They are being de-radicalized and they are being sent back to their locations. It has a multiplier effect. If you can get one ex-combatant fully radicalized and send him back, it has a multiplier effect. And we are also establishing another DDR camp in Gusau, Operation Safe Corridor Northwest. And the reason is, I'm sure you've been listening to the news in the past few weeks, a lot of bandits in the Kaduna area have agreed to lay down their arms. Now, if they lay down their arms, what happens? They need a place where they can be radicalized and then reintegrated into the society. That is why we are setting up Operation Safe Corridor Northwest, to be able to go into the fundamental reasons why these people take up arms. And that is also work in progress. So in terms of their ability to quickly disappear, it doesn't happen that way, because once that terrorism seed is sown, globally, it takes quite some time before it's completely eliminated. So we are working on both the kinetic line and the non-kinetic line to be sure that we'll have the best approach to address this issue.
So do you agree with Dr. Adamu's submission that while the military tries to take out some members of these groups, others just come up, or there's a regeneration of members of this group? Is that what is likely happening and hindering the success
No, it's not regeneration. I wouldn't want to use the word regeneration. You see, what we need to look at is what is appealing, what makes it appealing to them. He made a statement before that, I think it's my colleague. It's when you talk about security, if you're looking at human security too, you also need to look at the developmental aspect. What are those conditions that make these people to be prone to being radicalized? So you are looking at it in terms of a whole of society approach. For instance, addressing issues of development, addressing issues of governance, addressing issues of security. All those things must work in concert. It must be a whole of society approach to be able to make sure that the reason why people join this set, it's removed. That is removed. But while you're doing that, the here and now, which is facing them militarily, is also given paramount, so that the ordinary citizens can be able to go about their normal business. But in terms of the deep down situations, that's why we have the non-kinetic approach, and that is succeeding.
Well,
yes.
Major General, you see, the average Nigerian watching you at this point would expect that would have more success stories and not just, say, well, we've gone some extent, because of how much Nigeria budgets for security every year. It's always the highest. Well, this is 2025, 4.91 is what, it takes everything, So is it that we should focus our energy on other areas of the economy, of the society, instead of the military in terms of budgeting, since it's not producing results?
When you talk about security, at times is non-tangible. If there are no security, you won't wake up from your house, drive your car, and come to work. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not like a good that you can purchase and say, I have built 100 primary schools. You can't teach, you have 100 primary schools. I have built 100 hospitals. You can't hospital. No, security is not like that. It's a public good. You can't see it physically like that. But you can see that it enables you to do what you want to do. So when you say there is no security, if people are going about their normal business, it might not be 100%, but at least 98%. That means there is something that enables that to happen. If people are not attacked in their homes every night, there is something that enables that to happen. So that is the security. It's very visible. The fact that you are able to do your normal business is almost unhindered to a certain extent means that the investment in security is working.
Indeed, yes, you would like to say that.